So, one of the most remarkable things we've learned over the last couple of years is that white supremacy isn't just for the whites anymore. It's positively diverse. I mean, all you need to do is just disagree with CNN or like a gender studies professor, and you're in. Here from the Los Angeles Times, Larry Elder is the black face of white supremacy. You've been warned. And this is when Larry Elder, a conservative, was running against Gavin Newsom in the California governor's recall. So Larry Elder is the black face of white supremacy, and I guess Gavin Newsom is the white face of, I don't know. Yeah, the LA Times didn't explain that to us. But that said, I kind of feel like the Washington Post is trying to insinuate a little something about Vivek Ramaswamy here. Let's take a look.
You didn't say that you condemn white supremacy.
I'm not going to recite some catechism for you. I'm against vicious racial discrimination in this country. So I'm not pledging allegiance to your new religion of modern wokeism, which actually fits the test. I'm not going to bend the knee to your religion. I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to bend the knee to mine, and I'm not going to bend the knee to yours. But do I condemn vicious racial discrimination? Yes, I do. Am I going to play your silly game of gotcha? No, I'm not. And frankly, this is why people have lost trust. And I know you're going to go print the headline tomorrow. I already know this. We already know how your game works. Vivek Ramaswamy refuses to condemn white supremacy because you asked a stupid question. The reality is, I condemn vicious racial discrimination in this country, but the kind of vicious and systematic racial discrimination we see today is discrimination on the basis of race in a very different direction. You want to know what the best way is to end discrimination on the basis of race? Stop discriminating on the basis of race. Do that, and we're going to move this country forward. And I don't care whether you're black or white or brown or anything in between. That's how we're going to unite this country. You people have been responsible for dividing this country to a breaking point, creating a projection of national division. I meet people from the south side of Chicago to meetings like this one of every shade of melanin, multiple, from man to woman, doesn't make a difference, who are hungry for reviving unity in this country. And you, with your catechism that you try to get to politicians to whatever fake headline you're going to print on the basis of this conversation tomorrow, that's what's dividing this country to a breaking point. Shame on you. Look people in the eye and tell them what you've actually failed to tell them for the last 5 years. Own the accountability for your own failures as the media. That's how we rebuild trust in this country. And until then, I don't have a lot of patience to play the games.
What do you expect from?
So I got to say I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Vivek. I like him a lot. I know he's not going to be the Republican candidate, but I think he's got a very bright future. And, you know, it's harder for the mainstream media, for like the Washington Post, to smear him because he's not white. I mean, they still try to anyway. They'll still call him, you know, the blackface of white supremacy, just like Larry Elder. But it doesn't really stick as much. It just feels even more fake when they do that, doesn't it? And it's harder for them to hide behind their cult ideology because what he's talking about when he talks about racism is actual racism. You know, not just dissenting from anything that comes out of a teleprompter on cable news. He's talking about the actual real thing, what sane people recognize as actual racism, which is judging somebody on their immutable characteristics. You know, not microaggressions, not asking somebody where they're from, but, you know, real bigotry, like when you condemn an entire race of people, like this.
That construction of whiteness prevents white people from connecting to humanity.
And his point about the media intentionally dividing people, well, obviously so. I mean, this obsession with white supremacy, which could just literally be anything, just anything one of the cult members doesn't have an answer for, well, it's just inherently divisive, and that's the purpose of it. And on top of that, because their ideology is completely incoherent, it's the only argument they have. That's why they're trying to use it even on Vivek Ramaswamy. That's why the loaded question. That's why the insinuation. The insinuation, the framing, is that all conservatives must be bigots. And that's really all they've got. That's why they use it even when it's clearly ridiculous. That's why they ask loaded questions to Vivek Ramaswamy. They just have nothing else. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.